I'm just assuming this is just my weird connection.
Are the other ones hearing me all right and seeing me all right?
You can, yeah.
Okay.
I think it's my connection that might just fail me at some point. So Natsika, you
Good. Where's the scoring sheet? Just for my.
Let me send it.
Is it somewhere in the email you sent?
It is, but I can quickly send it to you in the chat.
Okay, thanks.
I'll just do that. Okay.
Natsika, you can DM, otherwise everyone.
Yeah, I've DM'd. Yes. Done.
Of course.
Anne, are you able to access the score sheet?
Just checking now.
Okay.
Natsika, can you see your Slack?
I'm doing that now, Bev.
Yeah, I can get it. Yeah.
Okay. And are you able to perhaps change the position of your camera so it's more forward facing?
I can try, but it's a laptop. How about
that? Much better. Much better. Perfect. Okay. Let me start admitting everyone. Okay. I'm going to take Alana's advice on sharing and start doing that.
When you're ready, I can admit everyone in.
Okay. You can go ahead. Wait, am I co-host? Yes, I am.
Natsika, let me know when we've got everyone in the room so that I can welcome everyone.
Thank you,
Somebody
Cam.
just
Okay.
Will
do. Okay. I think everyone is joining now. So let me just quickly share quickly. Fantastic. Is anyone able to see my screen? Okay. Awesome. And then Alana, I can't see our participants, so I'll trust that you're going to continue admitting.
Sure.
Awesome.
Is it just me who sees a brown or gray box on the left of my screen? I'm hoping it's just me and it's just my strange connection.
Oh, really? Okay, because that's the presenter view thing.
Yeah, this is what
Okay, well then let me leave that. There
you might want to just reshare.
It's gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's gone now. I'm just checking because where I am, all sorts of strange things might happen. So I just wanted to double check that it wasn't just me. Okay, cool.
Natsika, you do need to share your screen rather than your computer.
Just do the screen share, otherwise we're seeing all of your tabs. I can see you work on.
Oh, really?
Presenter mode. Yeah.
Oh my.
You have
just need
YouTube,
presenter mode.
everything.
Thanks for pointing that out.
Even though you use web WhatsApp, so every tech you use.
Okay.
Yeah, share your screen.
There we go. Take two.
Take two.
There we go. All right, I hope that's better. Okay. Bonga, are we good? I think we have already started recording. All right. Then over to you, Elena. Yes.
Amazing. All right. Well, welcome everyone. Good day, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you're joining us from. A really very warm welcome to the AI4Good Incubator Demo Day. This happens every year, every summer. We get together to build some incredible stuff that addresses real problems. And every summer, it's climate action or climate change is what we choose to focus on. And of course, it's incredible to be here today. This is the culmination of a week filled with creativity, innovation, determination. Over the past week, we've had a lot of participants hailing from as many as 15 countries around the world. So it's Tunisia, Ghana, United Arab Emirates, Turkey, Romania, United Kingdom, Uzbekistan, where I am today. It's Spain, it's Lebanon, it's Ukraine, Kazakhstan. So a lot of diversity in this room today, and has been for the last 5 days. And of course, the theme of this year's incubator is Green Minds, Brighter Futures. This theme underscores the importance of Sustainable Development Goal number 13, climate action. We believe that tackling climate change is not just a global necessity, but also an opportunity to innovate and create a future where our planet can thrive. And so the solutions you've all been building, it's a testament of the power of the young minds to drive meaningful change in the world. And I am super, super proud of you. I know I haven't been as active as I usually am at the incubator, and that's because it's been 20 years since I've been in my home country, Uzbekistan, for so many different reasons. But I couldn't say no to the president when I got invited to say hi and talk about the work I'm doing. So I took it as an opportunity to see everyone else in the family. And so if my connection fails, I know Natsika will save me. But before we start and kick off, I wanted to say thank you to our platinum partner, Sage and Sage Foundation, for your support throughout this event. And you have been our partner for several years now. So the commitment from Sage is super important to us, to me as the founder, because Sage is all about breaking down barriers. So for me as a female founder, coming from a place like Uzbekistan, it's very important because having a brand like this supporting my journey and the journey of all of you today is very, very important to me. Sage really does stand for diversity, and it's because of our alignment in this mission that we are together on this journey, supporting all of your journeys. And hopefully all of you will not just stop today, but you will all carry on building your projects to ensure that your entrepreneurial journeys are supported in the same way as my journey was supported. As somebody who has started this 10 years ago, this is so important to me, and I can tell many stories of many challenges that I have had on this journey, but it is because of the support from companies like Sage that we are still going on, persisting in our mission to get more young people to understand that standing for what matters, for something they believe in, is super important. So I can tell you now already that I'm very proud of every single one of you and all of your learnings. I know it hasn't been easy for many of you. Some of you have lost team members on day 1, day 2. That happened to me too, by the way. And it's important that you understand that the experience you have had, it's something all of us have experienced as entrepreneurs. So it was important for you to feel it, to feel what it takes to build something. And of course, you only had 5 days. I have had 10 years. Some of you will carry on. And whatever happens to you, I hope your journey is filled with pride, knowing that you have fulfilled or you are fulfilling something very important. So to me, I'm just on a mission to inspire every single young person I come across and it will be funny for you to hear, maybe even here in Uzbekistan, every time I see a young person under the age of 18, I give them my card and I tell them, please email to me and I'll give you a code and I'll support you through your journey, because I think it's important that you can understand what AI can bring to the table and what entrepreneurship and doing something great for the world can do for you as a person. So, and every time I open my purse and I take my card out, my husband laughs and my family laughs. Oh, you're recruiting more young people into your movement. And I'm like, yes, these are my ex-men and ex-women. You are the people who will drive the future. So I'm just opening today's demo day, but of course it's you who have been doing the work. I'm very proud of you. I know that everything you will be sharing today is something that has been driving you, maybe not just for 5 days, but for a bit longer. So those of you who carry on this journey, this will be filled with challenges, but also a lot of excitement. So I wish you good luck today. And I wish you good luck for the rest of the journey, whatever it takes for you. And please do stay in touch and let us know. Even today, I received a testimonial, not a testimonial, just a little note on WhatsApp came from a girl called Rachel who got into a University of Warwick to study cybersecurity. And she told me, Elena, please, I just wanted you to know that had it not been for that incubator program I did 2 years ago and other things I learned with you, I would not have gone on to study cybersecurity. And that makes me really happy. So please stay in touch with me and with all of us to let us know how your journey unfolds. On this note, and I know I have bought quite a bit of time for the first team, so I wanted to introduce my co-host, Natsika, who is based in South Africa. And of course, some of you would have, well, all of you would have interacted with Natsika for the 5 days, and she would have been holding your hand longer than I would have, for sure, because I'm just busy with my family and I just tune in as and when I'm needed. But Natsika will be co-hosting, and if for whatever reason my connection drops, it can happen, and she will take over, either her or Toby or somebody from the team. Natsika, welcome.
Thank you so much, Elena. I don't want to say too many words, but I am incredibly proud of all the hard work that everyone has put in. Last week, it was beautiful to see you all working together, even across teams. So not only was the incubator a learning experience, but it was definitely a networking experience. And knowing how you all come from diverse backgrounds, it was absolutely an enriching experience for you all. So thank you for all being here. And I cannot wait to see your pictures and hear you answer your questions. Good luck to you all. You are all amazing. All right. And then I'm just going to hand over to Elena to say a quick word on our mentors, and then she'll introduce our amazing judges.
Yes, we have been very lucky this year. We've had an amazing support from so many mentors coming from Sage and various other companies. I know some of you are tuned in on YouTube and some of you are in the room. Wherever you may be, we are grateful. We are so grateful for all of your support and your time. And please be reassured that everything is worthwhile. Time, whether this was an hour here, 2 hours there, you staying in touch with your teams, they will remember you. They will join the tech industry. They will join your company or someone else's company, but just the industry in general, because of the experience they have had with you, because of that interaction they've had with you. You are the role models that I was relying on, and I was hoping you could do what I do tenfold, because I cannot be there for every team, nor can Natsika. So we've had every team surrounded by several mentors, and I was told that you've all been absolutely amazing. So I'm very grateful, and I know every team here is very grateful for all of your support. So everything you hear today is because you were there to help them as well. So I'm very grateful. So thank you so much to all of you. And on this note, I believe we're now ready to ask the judges to introduce themselves. So we have 4 phenomenal judges, and quite a few of them have already been here before, so they know the drill. I think Very, you're the only one we haven't had yet. Inga is LA, and Anne, of course, as well. So I invite each one of you to say hi to the teams and perhaps let us know who you are, introduce yourselves, and tell us what you're looking for today from all of the pitches. So I might want to start with Anne today.
Hello.
Hi,
Hi,
Anne.
everyone. Hey. First of all, I'd just like to thank Teens and AI for inviting me to judge again. It's really always a fantastic experience. I sort of started getting involved with this as part of the Tech Fellow program, and then realized it was just a wonderful piece of awesomeness. So I keep returning. So what I'm really looking for today is I really want to see, something that solves a real problem. I really want to see something innovative. I want to see something, really, but balancing the innovation and the ethics. Something really solving a problem. But also, I want to see. I just want to see these amazing teams and what they've done. So I always just love just seeing the team as well, and sort of understanding their process and what they've delivered. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Amazing. And Ingo.
Yeah, hello. And thanks from my side as well. I'm very delighted to be invited to help and to hopefully encourage everybody to follow their dreams, because I think that is what I want to see. I want to see the passion. I want to see that you're not just solving problems, but you're actually standing behind your idea and that you're living it. So that usually is very hard to actually measure, but I think it's quite important because only if you're actually driven, you will reach higher. Solving a problem, maybe everybody can do, but actually making it to the road and really getting it out there, that's the next level. And I'm very delighted. I'm very happy to see all the pitches, and I bet all of you will actually have the passion to transpire the ideas.
Amazing. And maybe next, Very.
Hi everyone, and yeah, thank you so much for the invitation to join this panel of judges today. Yeah, I'm really excited to hear all the pitches. I'm an ethics fellow at the Alan Turing Institute, so my work really focuses on ethics around AI. So of course, I'm particularly interested in how the pitches are going to engage with ethical considerations around the ideas that we're presenting, but also really interested to hear your creative ideas, to hear your approaches to problem solving, and yeah, just to hear all the ideas that you bring. I know that a lot of hard work has gone into preparing these pitches, and yeah, the hard work is done, and I hope that this bit now is the fun bit. I'm really looking forward to hearing the pitches, and I hope it's an enjoyable and a fun experience. And yeah, so good luck to all the teams.
Amazing. And we're very grateful, Barry, that Alan Turing has contributed with a workshop. So you guys all have been learning from the best when it comes to ethics and everything else. So Alan Turing is a partner we've wanted to have on board for a long time. So we're super grateful we managed to get somebody to contribute from the Alan Turing Institute. All right. And last but not least, Roberto.
Hi, everyone. I'm absolutely chuffed to be here again. And after only a couple of months, right, feels it was a yesterday we're judging something else. But I'm really looking forward to listening into your pitches. And personally, I mean, you see that in the job title there's a kind of a data there. And I think data is kind of the lifeblood or whatever it is in AI, because without data, AI is nothing. But so what I'm after is to find a bit of the confirmation of my hypothesis that data and AI are possibly the key to solve the paradox that is now in front of us as mankind. That is how we really create wealth and growth for everyone, but at a sustainable cost, right? So because you are having your entrepreneurial mind, so possibly you want to make money out of this, but if you make money while you actually contributing some good for humanity, it's the win-win. That's what I'm trying to find confirmation of the hypothesis in today's pitches. So best of luck.
Amazing. Thank you so much for the introductions. So Natsuka, I'm just going to hand it over to you so that you could invite the first team, and you could perhaps remind the teams what we're looking for in terms of the judging criteria.
Okie dokie. So as Elena mentioned, we're going to be jumping right into our pitching. But as a reminder, and you probably heard this quite a bit last week when designing your solutions and your projects, that it's very, very important to consider the judging criteria as well. Obviously, not just limited to the incubator, but for the future as well. So let me just quickly read through our judging criteria. So first up, we have innovation and creativity. Is this idea unique? And then we have problem solving, which of course is the crux of the AI4Good Incubator. And then we have social impact. Are we designing impactful solutions that are for good, that are going to be helping others? The design and the technical complexity, within your prototypes and your demos, how much work did you put in to, either add code or even make it complex without code, things like that. And then, of course, the commercial viability. Like, is there an opportunity for this idea to go to market? And lastly, and as Very also mentioned, the ethical considerations, which are extremely important when we are working with AI. So without further ado, I'm going to be showing the pitching order, which I'm sure most of you are already aware of. But just to quickly reiterate the pitching order, we're going to be starting with team 1. And I do hope that the next team that is on the list is already getting themselves ready for when it's going to be their turn to pitch and answer questions. So you won't need to share anything, don't worry. We'll already cover that on our side. So I will then be sharing Team Chaos, aka Team 1's pitch. Let me just
Each year,
I just want to double check. Can you hear the sound? Perfect. All right.
each year, 3% of the world's total energy consumption is attributed to data centers. And this number will only increase as new AIs and businesses join the market every single day. AI's environmental...
Oh, I apologize for that. Not sure why it's loading. Give me one moment.
Year, 3% of the world's total energy consumption is attributed to data centers. And this number will only increase as new AIs and businesses join the market every single day. AI's environmental impact is massive, sending ripples through the delicate web of life. 2030 is around the corner, only 5.5 years from now. And the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals are far from completion. Focusing on SDG 13, Team Chaos introduces Gaia.
According to the 2024 results from Stack Overflow's annual developer survey, 62% of developers have voted that their pain was large quantities of data that is hard to process due to the amount of AI prompts. Moreover, the survey we conducted with Sage specialists showed that keeping consumption in mind is also a pain for our customers, our users, which are AI developers for small and medium businesses. By intelligently scheduling server usage and optimizing a resource allocation, we help clients cut down energy bills, reduce costs for users and service providers, and eliminate unnecessary resource consumption by adaptive scheduling, real-time monitoring, predictive allocation, and batch processing.
Your new server host and manager, including features such as multi-client servers, where your fees and energy consumption are split between multiple users. An app providing key information about your server, and our star feature, Gaia software, an AI optimizer using our own self-created and constantly evolving database.
As we are building our own database using our server data, users may think this might be a risk for their privacy. But we are only collecting hardware data, CPU, GPU, and energy consumption data. Users can use service without us collecting their data. We're completely transparent with the use of this data with a set agreement with users, having no access to their personal info.
Very mindful.
Through our competitor analysis research, we found out that all solutions available right now, like True Carbon, GoCode Green, and OneGrid, are based for professionals. Our solution caters to everyone, from the small local bakery that wants to have its own website to the AI tech company that needs a huge amount of computing power. We will work on a subscription base that will fluctuate as software is optimized with the data that we receive from the users, so we're able to cut down costs as a nonprofit organization in collaboration with UNGP, who will be funding us. Thank you, mentors, for your guidance. Yours truly, Project Gaia.
Amazing. Well done, Team One. And at this point, I'm going to give the judges a minute just to quickly tally their scores. And in the meantime, can Team One just get themselves ready so that they can answer some of the judges' questions? Wow, I'm seeing the chat is really, really busy. All right, well done, everyone. And then judges, once you are ready, you may ask Team One a question.
I can start. Are you guys in competition with Schneider Electric? Because we cannot do that. So, no, jokes aside, that's something very close and dear to my heart. My question was, I couldn't understand whether you were thinking of the basis of your calculation, your reduction of consumption was just dedicated to the servers. Is that what you assumed? So you're looking simply CPU consumption, not the storage side, not the.
No, we're trying to cut energy consumption. So energy consumption in our research was mainly coming from the CPU usage. And so with our solution, we're going to use AI to optimize CPU consumption and in turn optimize energy usage.
Okay. Just a note to you, one of the things that are also very impactful from a data center point of view is the consumption of water for the because you use water for basically air conditioning and refrigeration. So that's something just on a side for you to think.
Yeah.
But, thank you.
Sure. Thanks.
Hello, could you speak a little bit more about how you're leveraging AI in the way of reducing the consumption, if that makes sense? Talk a little bit more about how AI is actually used.
Yes. So when we started our project, our main technical difficulty was the fact that there was no really available database for energy consumption and CPU consumption that was completely free to use for anyone. So it was the biggest difficulty we had to face. And so we came up with the idea of starting the project and then using the user's energy consumption and CPU usage data to feed the AI with a data set that will be constantly evolving and developing. And this AI would allow us, using machine learning, to understand how our users are using their data and how are they using their servers, and to cater for them, to give them the best way to use the servers without overusing CPU consumption, because we had a lot of people telling us that AI companies, for example, would buy a lot of server space, a lot of computing power, where they would not always use all of it, but that would mean a certain amount of waste. So we want to use AI to diminish to the minimum this amount of waste and help getting that through a constantly evolving database, which would make our service better and better with time unfolding.
And would you use your service to optimize your service?
For sure, yes. That we would use our own beta tests on our own services. That would be the first, let's say, firewall before giving it to the public.
Thank you.
Thank you for your question.
Okay. Do we have any more questions from the judges?
Yeah, just a clarification question. So to my understanding, you are measuring the output in the servers that are used, and you're giving the user a feedback, correct?
Yeah, part of it is that, yes.
Okay. What happens after the feedback?
So we give them feedback, yes, through the app that we showcased in the prototype, but there's also the part that we are proposing a certain way of optimizing their usage. So they won't only be advised to do things, there will also be some part of our service that would help them get there, which is the part of AI optimizing their usage. Does that make sense?
How can I visualize this optimization? Is this giving them a different server, telling them about how to program better, or?
Yeah, for example, it would give them a real amount of computing power that they would need for the tasks they're running. It would give them advice, yes, of course, about the way they're using their energy, and maybe even deflecting some of their usage to other times, where, for example, in the night when less people are using the servers, so that we can like spread the energy consumption through the day and allow for a better energy usage, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
All right, well done, team 1. And now I'm going to invite team 18, who will be pitching live. So I'd like to ask which of you will be sharing your screen so I can give you permissions.
That would be me.
Adam, okay, fantastic. All right, just let me know if you're able to share your screen.
Yeah, I should be able to share it.
Okay.
Can you guys see it?
Yes.
All right.
Over to you.
1 second. Hello. So we'll be since we're two people, because our other teammates couldn't join us. So we'll be presenting two of us. All right. So Hanifa will start.
Can you do the slideshow so that we can see the screen better?
Yeah,
Adam?
yeah, sure,
Okay,
no
just
problem.
click
Sorry,
on
yeah,
slide 2. No worries. It's, yeah, that button. Yeah, click on that.
yeah, it should be good, no?
Perfect. All right, good luck, you two.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. So we're Team 18, and our product is Sustainable Planet AI Journey. So our problem statement is as follows. As technological developments advance at unimaginable rates, it's no coincidence that the rampant climate crisis continues to progress alongside them. However, as AI becomes increasingly mainstream, its climate consequences are often overlooked, particularly energy consumption and carbon footprint. As such, there is an urgent need for a standardized, transparent framework to accurately measure and map the climate impact of AI across its entire life cycle, from development to deployment, to inform sustainable practices and policies. Additionally, we decided that to convey this information, we need an interactive and engaging platform that children ages 14 to 18 can utilize so that they can learn more about the climate impacts of artificial intelligence. So our solution was to create a game, hence Sustainable Planet AI Journey, which works as a map quest sort of game where users are able to navigate as a player through a map where they can interact with various NPCs to learn more about the different impacts of AI on different cities around the world. This will be an informative and engaging way for children to learn more about these impacts and how to mitigate them, as well as other sustainable development goals by the UN. Additionally, users can then take quizzes to increase their points, as well as donate to buy skins and such. The money will go towards our revenue. So when we started developing our product, we created our persona, and we came up with Sarah, a 15-year-old female living in Zurich, Switzerland. She's interested in veterinarian medicine, studying at university, and therefore has a huge passion for preserving the natural world and animals within it. She's also quite politically passionate and monitors how governments are responding to the current climate crisis and feels as though they are not doing enough. Additionally, Sarah has noticed that there's increased use of artificial intelligence within her schoolwork, just online. Everywhere she goes, she seems to come across it. Therefore, she'd like to know how things such as artificial intelligence impacts UN Sustainable Goal 13. However, since Sarah is quite busy with her schoolwork and often in her downtime enjoys playing games, she doesn't quite want to spend her time researching and would therefore enjoy a more accessible and interactive way of finding out this information to further her interests. Additionally, when creating this product, we have to consider AI ethics. We thought about the environmental impact of the product. Of course, we would be utilizing artificial intelligence ourselves, and it would seem a bit hypocritical if we were to create a product using artificial intelligence on how artificial intelligence creates climate change. So to avoid creating a large impact on the climate ourselves, we would aim to use sustainable resources when creating a product, as well as being fully transparent with how our product impacts the climate so that users can learn about this as well. Additionally, we thought about the impact on the society, and we thought about how to be more inclusive so that everyone in society can fully enjoy our product. For this, we considered, for example, those with disabilities such as color blindness or hearing impairment. We would include sign language, or we would include colors, options to change the colors and such.
Sorry, hello, okay. So, our competitors are mostly Microsoft's AI for Earth and Earth Hero, because even though Microsoft's AI for Earth is not a game, it's most likely searching on how to develop solutions to solve environmental challenges and basically just educate other people. And while AI for Earth is often used by institutions and government agencies, their product is mostly targeting towards the general public, which is basically the people around 14 to 20 years old who are interested in learning and having fun, in learning about AI while having fun. Also, the Earth Hero uh, com- is basically an application which provides information about climate change using scientific data. It also provides an opportunity to set goals and keep track of your progress. Their market share um, is often used by organization in order to keep a sustainable in order to promote sustainability to students, employees, and members. Um, so for our while our competitors, while looking at the product feature matrix, we've seen that our product provides information about the environmental. So does AI. So does Microsoft's AI4Earth and Earth Hero. They're both also interactive, but our product is fun to use, while theirs is probably a little more boring. Community, all of our products have community features and real world environmental impact, but but our product doesn't include carbon footprint calculator. Neither does AI4Earth, but Earth Heroes does. Um, our product is free, but contains in-app purchases if you want, and so is AI4Earth and Earth Hero as well. So looking at our business model, our crowdfunding is pretty much our friends and family, local environmentalist groups who are basically looking to promote more sustainability, small schools, local businesses, and pretty much crowdfunding agencies. And when you also look at partnerships, you can maybe we wait. Sorry. Maybe we are able to have AI4Good Incubator to help us. Also, Oxford University, because while we've done the research and it seems that they are also looking for to promote sustainability and the same solution as ours. And our grants are government agencies, foundations, and environmental organizations. So our business model canvas. So with this product, we are looking to target younger audiences and social groups about AI, as well as environmental advocates, which also pretty much helps us win more business. And the educational institutions are also one of our targeted audiences. So for our value propositions, we might be able to have environmental organizations as potential partnerships. Also, media influencers who can help us develop a little more, and they can also promote the game to their followers so that we have more users. Then you've got our channels. So to reach other people, we might be able to use influencer partnerships, as I said earlier. We can also use through social media, basically promote our app with some ads and everything. Um, but to serve them, we need to offer customer service, and we need to also have frequent updates, including educational resources, and basically so the game isn't that boring. And then looking at our customer relationships, um, we need social media pages, rewards and loyalty bonuses and deals. We need to also focus on targeted marketing and offering incentives. Um, uh, our key resources are going to be skilled personnel, technology and in
Hi, Adam.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. In the interest of time, we might have to skip to the end of your presentation, so we have time for the other pitches, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Just one thing for our coding demo, I'm gonna have to go I'm gonna have to like share my screen on another thing. So just real quick, I'm gonna stop sharing and then share another screen because for some reason I'm not able to do that on our pitch deck. All right, so just a quick heads up on our coding demo in the video. We had some problems and we couldn't remove what's in the middle, so it's just gonna have to be like that. So just a quick heads up, the green cube is our user, and the blue and red cubes are basically the interactive NPCs, and the coins are the hidden, and the yellow cubes are the hidden coins, which basically contains different SDG informations. So that's pretty much it for our presentations.
Thank you so much, Adam and Hanifa. We're going to give the judges a moment, and then we'll jump straight into the judges' questions. Well done. And in the meantime, I just wanted to make sure that Team 3 is ready to pitch live. Now, please see my message on Discord, Team 3. All right, Barry, you look like you might have a question.
Thank you. Yeah, and thank you. I really enjoyed that pitch, and I think it's a really, really important challenge that you're addressing in terms of raising awareness around the impacts of AI, and particularly for younger audiences, which I think are often underserved in that area. I was really interested in your approaches to designing the game. You spoke about the importance of accessibility and also thinking about kind of social impacts. I was really interested to know a bit more. Obviously, this is aiming to kind of be global and thinking about impacts in different cities around the world, the way that the impacts of AI are experienced differently around the world. And so I wondered if you could say a little bit more about how you might ensure that this reflects the different experiences of communities and different groups around the world. Do you have any ideas about how you might ensure that it's kind of accurately reflecting those experiences and making it relevant to different communities, different young people in different regions of the world?
Adam, Hanifa?
Hi, so obviously the aim of the game is to be educational to everyone around the world, to impact globally of the Sustainable Development Goals and further of artificial intelligence on the thing. So one way would be to incorporate the entire world on our map so that people can see the different impacts through different countries. obviously, the use of technology throughout the world isn't equal. There are disparities in different regions. So there'd be differences in the impacts. Additionally, we aim to in the different countries that you're in, have different levels of accessibility, such as, sorry, just a second. So we aim to have different levels of accessibility in the sense that those that do not use artificial intelligence as much would have the information, should they have the resources, to be able to look into the usage and to learn more about the use in other places and such.
Thank you. Can I ask another question? Is that okay? So I wanted to ask something about around the business model and the advertising. So obviously advertising is an important source of revenue, but there can be many ethical considerations around what kind of advertising you want to have within your game. And you did mention that this is focusing on advertising for green products, but I'm wondering if you could say a little bit more about the approach to maybe setting limits or constraints around what kinds of advertising might be built in or possible within the game.
Sorry, could you repeat that, please? My connection was breaking up a little bit. So sorry.
No problem. Now, it was a question about the approaches towards advertising within the game. And I think you mentioned one of the slides that you'd be advertising would be for green products. And I just wanted to hear a little bit more about the approach that you're taking and what you're thinking about in terms of advertising as a source of revenue, but also thinking about the ethics of what kind of advertising might be possible or might be what if you're talking about limits or constraints on advertising, or to what extent you can set limits within that while ensuring a viable business model where advertising is part of the revenue.
Pretty much when I said about advertisement, like I meant basically showing what our game would be like if you join it. And then pretty much like it won't be like those annoying ads that you see every time you click on something. It would be just like for example, if it gets promoted on a country, it will be on a giant billboard showing that we're basically just trying to make a better society, that can pretty much help us a little bit by learning more about the environment. And yeah, so yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.
Can I go next? I was going to ask again, possibly a very similar question to what I asked the last team, which was, do you want to talk to me a little bit more about how you have incorporated AI into this solution?
Pretty much the way we're gonna be using AI in this product is like, because we're not like, not a lot of people are gonna be like, the developers are not gonna know a lot about SDGs and everything. So we're gonna pretty much use AI to do the research, and then pretty much depending on like, because something I didn't show, I think I didn't show, is sorry, I got distracted. Is that we had sorry, what was the question again? I just got distracted a little bit, sorry.
How you're using AI in the solution.
Oh,
and it
yeah.
sounds like you're more using it in the construction of the solution than in the solution itself.
Yeah, so it's more used in the construction of the solution, because inside the game you don't need a lot of you're not gonna need a lot of AI, because pretty much it's gonna be an interactive game, and it can be online. So like AI is not that needed inside the game, but it will be needed in the construction of the game.
Okay, that's clear. Thank you.
Then maybe I could go next. Thank you very much for the pitch. I'm always delighted to see games being pitched, especially for education reasons, because I believe strongly in gamification to entice people to actually learn something. However, all of this comes on a slight drawback, because if we play a lot, then we might overplay if it's engaging. And at the second point, you also mentioned microtransactions for donation purposes, which I think is a reasonable ask. But how do you, what do you think about people maybe overspending, using your app too much? And that would be the first question. And the second one is, to whom is the donation going? To yourself or to a different charity? And how would people pick if the second is the case?
So I'll take the first question. So we actually thought about this. We decided that we would implement a sort of screen time so that too much time wasn't spent on the app. We'd have sort of goals for the day. And then after spending around an hour or 2 hours on the app, there'd be an icon that says, you've spent your today's allocated time on this app. Now it's time for your downtime. And the app would lock itself until the next day, essentially. Adam, do you want to take the second one?
Would you perhaps like to take it, Hanifa?
Yes, of course. So obviously a percentage of the income of the revenue would have to go towards keeping the app, maintaining the app and its development. But we'd be quite transparent with the percentage that goes towards this, and the rest we would donate to charities that work towards climate action and climate improvement. And I think as long as our users know the percentage that we're keeping ourselves and are happy with that and we're fully transparent with it, then the rest can go completely to charity. Thank you.
The charities are picked by you or by the user?
So initially the charities would be picked by us, but we'd love to incorporate interactive elements where the user can pick charities that they would potentially like us to donate to in the future.
All right, well done, Team 18. Just checking, Roberto, do you have any questions before we switch over to
No,
Team
I'm
3?
fine. I think for the interest side, don't worry. Let's go to the next one.
All right, fantastic. Okay, Team 3, you're up. I know you're going to be presenting live as well. So just let me know if you are able to share your screen. Kose, will you be sharing?
Amin should be sharing screen.
Okay, cool. So I mean, just let me know if you're having any trouble with sharing your screen. Perfect. And then you can just put it on slideshow. All right, good luck, Team 3.
Good afternoon, everyone. We all know that human activities like food production, machinery operation, and transportation are major contributors to carbon emissions. These emissions are significant environmental challenge, while AI holds the potential to improve these processes and reduce emissions. Can you please, the second slide here? Thank you. These emissions are significant environmental challenge, while AI holds the potential to improve these processes and reduce emissions. It's vital that its development emphasizes energy efficiency. Our product is targeted at people who rely on cars, phones, and computers. Whether individuals or conscious companies and currently lack easy-to-use tools to track and reduce their carbon footprint. Our product is designed for individuals passionate about reducing environmental pollution and tracking their carbon footprint. The problem is prevalent, especially in urban areas where car usage and digital device dependency are high. The issue is serious because it leads increased carbon emissions, further harming our environment and accelerating climate change. Without the proper tools, both individuals and companies struggle to adopt greener practices, making this an urgent problem to address. Next slide, please. We identified three key challenges: a lack of awareness, inadequate tools, and insights from survey data. Many people don't fully understand how their transportation choices impact their carbon footprint. Furthermore, exciting tools are limited and not very accessible. According to our survey, nearly 28% of respondents expressed a desire to better understand their daily carbon footprint. Additionally, a significant majority rely heavily on cars, which substantially affect their carbon emissions. Next one, yeah.
So based on our research, we came up with a solution for us that designed to help employees of large corporations minimize their carbon footprint to personalize actionable insights. By implementing this tool, corporations receive accreditation for their eco-friendly effort, so everyone is in a win-win situation. So to the features, first, offer several features to engage users to promote sustainable habits. The feed provides relevant information about local cleanup events, ecological news. Add button allows users to track their transportation habit, and you can earn credits in exchange for Netflix or Spotify subscriptions. The chat feature with our chatbot Carbony that provides personalized data. So next is account, helps you to see your credits and evaluate your carbon footprint. And search button helps your local area to find bicycle roads. So move to the next slide.
Here are some features of the chat functionality. First, we have carbon footprint estimation. Carbony calculates your carbon footprint and offers personalized rewards. The user can also complete 3 missions to earn points. For example, the first mission is worth 25 points, and the final mission is worth 50 points. Also, the user can redeem points for hints. Moreover, Carbony uses emojis to celebrate progress and motivate you. No hints are provided when you have 0 points. Earn points by completing missions. The technology of our app. The app starts when the user enters the chatbot interface. Then a user will write a prompt. This prompt will be sent as a request to the BotPress API or the server web chat plugin. Then the response will be displayed on the screen. Here is our project code. It's the backend one. Here is the link of the GitHub repository link. The GitHub repository link. Oh, I'm so sorry. We have used HTML plus CSS plus JavaScript plus BotPress API. We have here the welcoming page of the chatbot app. And here is a screenshot of the GitHub repository. And also, there is a snippet of the JavaScript code that is responsible for the chat functionality. Now we have the project code of the front end. Here is the link of the Figma prototype. You can see it here. And here are some screenshots of the Figma prototype. You can take your time to look at it. Moving now. Here is the app demo, YouTube video. And this is the Figma prototype demonstration. It is without a voice, actually.
So the what's it called? AI ethics are at the core of a. Oh, can you go back to the slide, please?
Wait a second. Here it is.
Okay, so ethics are at the core of our app development. Obviously, it being a chatbot, we use the chatbot to help improve users' knowledge about their carbon footprint while also giving 24/7 support. And so we also prioritize transparency, ensuring users understand how our AI functions and the data it uses. We also emphasize security and user consent, avoiding biases and implementing two-factor authentication. The chatbot benefits including data-driven insights and features that improve accessibility for all its users. Okay, so for our app to succeed, we're going to need partnerships with companies willing to implement the app for their employees as it collaborates with the environmental organizations to gain expertise. So our team, along with strong partnerships, accurate data, and effective marketing would help us achieve our goals. Our target customers are individuals who care about their carbon footprint, passionate to see how much they're producing. We also plan to reach them through advertising and different partnerships. Our revenue generation for app will be possible through voluntary donations or maybe a future subscription system. Although advertising may cost may be high, many contributors work for free as our user base grows. A significant portion of the funds will be directed towards server costs. So, looking ahead to the future, we plan to.
You can talk now.
Looking ahead to the future, we plan to rebuild the app using the JavaScript React framework, optimizing load times, implementing user profiles and tracking, and design a points and mission board system. We also aim to send daily notifications to users, develop analytics and reporting tools, and expand their platform availability across both smartphones and computers.
And finally, this is our dedicated team: Nkose, Donior, Dana, Isenia, and Amin. Next slide, please. Yeah, and on behalf of the Team 3, we are immensely grateful to all our mentors, masterclass presenters, and especially Helena, Amy, and Zika for their invaluable support throughout the incubator. So thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you so much, Team 3, well done. And now we're going to wait for the judges just to tally their scores. And then judges, whenever you're ready with a question, one of the members from Team 3 will be happy to answer one of your questions.
I'm ready with that. Very well done.
Amazing.
Lovely idea. So that's it's very interesting and also put together two nice things, as Ingo was saying. Gamification. I think it was Ingo, right? They say gamification is good because it plays with the endorphins of people in the mind. So there, and you create a nice, basically a new ritual. So I'm now thinking whether I should really take the bus or walk or whatever. So it's good. I think the key for me is understanding how accurate your sources are going to be, because that's, believe me, guys, I mean, I'm doing a lot of data for sustainability is incredibly complex. So when you got to the calculation, what, how you made sure that your sources were accurate, were curated enough to provide accurate and good data and trustable data to your customers?
It's actually depends on the websites that I found on the internet that I took the information from.
And the free ones are not really useful, but never mind. So, but okay. So did you put something in place to really kind of maybe challenge or cross-reference certain data? So you made a choice that was a better choice you could. Okay.
They're actually missions you can complete.
You're sorry?
I meant there are missions you can complete.
Oh, okay. All right, so that's good. Thank you.
Hi, so you may have covered this, by the way, in which case I've missed it and I apologize. But if a company is paying to collect the data on their employees, how are you protecting the privacy of those employees, or are you just sharing all of the data with the company that's paying for it?
We said we will use two-factor authentication to secure the data. Do you hear me?
Yeah, that kind of helps if you to know who you're dealing with, so you know that the person using the app is, or you have a reasonable assurance that the person using the app is the person that should be using the app. But if a company is paying, not the individual, are you going to be sharing the data with the company that's paying? Because obviously a company has many employees. So is the is the individual's data going to be shared with the company that's actually paying the bills? Is I think what I'm asking.
So this is some of the plans we made in the future. We will allow companies to create accounts for them and link all the employees of this company.
And is there any kind of ethical considerations or privacy considerations you need to take into account when they do that?
So it's not like a company, a corporation may see how much their employees can works in a day, what transportation they use. It's more about how they are minimizing their carbon footprint. And I don't think if company sees how much influence is employees doing on minimizing carbon footprint and making our place, our earth more cleaner space is critical.
Okay, thank you.
I wonder if I could follow on with a question that is, well, I think related to Anne's point around the data that's collected, and also privacy considerations. And I think you did have a point on the slide on ethical considerations, but I wonder if you could say a little bit about the data that is going to be collected and stored, or what sort of data you might be having access to when people are using this app. If it's tracking activities like commuting, is it storing location data? Is it storing data around the places where people are, perhaps activities, and how are you managing the privacy considerations around having access to that data?
Yeah, for the location, it will be stored for a short time. Then it will be deleted for privacy reasons. And for the user to make an account, it will require him to put his email address and the password. And the points and the dashboard information will be stored. That's it.
So who will have access to that information? Is that access? Do you have access to that information in deploying that app? Is that information that you have access to, or who has access to the information about users?
No, it's encrypted.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I might have a question in a slightly different direction. So I'm a huge fan of measurements and tracking, because I believe that if you don't measure, you can't optimize. And in that respect, it's a very interesting idea you have. Did you consider two aspects? Unfortunately, people are actually not very good with themselves, so they might actually enter data that is not true, just to get more points. So to my understanding, everything is a manual entry. Did you consider other means of data collection? And the second aspect is, as mentioned, behavior change might be a very impactful thing here. But how would you go about long-term motivation? What makes people coming back to these kind of things once they have done it for a couple of days, weeks?
For the second aspect, we will implement notifications, so the user we can remind the users for doing their missions or some other thing. Can you repeat the first aspect, please?
Yeah, for the first aspect, how do you ensure that you can trust the user input? How do you ensure that the people are telling you the truth about what they are doing?
For that, we unfortunately can't know if the information is true or not, since we are not tracking them like their camera or something.
Then, given your response, maybe two things to consider for the future if you want to implement something like this. For the tracking and the trust, you could actually look whether people are already using things where you can tap into. There are devices where people use step counters and similar things. You could actually hook this up to your app, so you would get more trustworthy information, at least for a couple of things, not for everything. And for the second aspect, you could consider doing challenges between people. So if you have friends that are both tracking and both want to optimize and they are proud about their success in carbon reduction, you could actually make a challenge. Some of the fitness tracker do this as well. And this is a thing to also have long-term motivation, because people might just be engaged to that as well. Just ideas.
Yeah, we may also make some international events so everyone can join them.
That's amazing. I mean, and thank you so much, judges, for your amazing questions. I'm so sorry to butt in, but I'm going to ask if we can perhaps go to our next team, which is Team 5, and I'll be playing their pitch. Give me one moment. Can you hear the sound? Okay.
Welcome everyone, we're Team 5 AI Innovators, a group of passionate individuals, and today we present our solution to rising sea levels. Rising sea levels and frequent storm surges threaten coastal communities. As this graph shows, the issue is worsening, with future projections indicating accelerated sea level rise. Over 600 million people globally are at risk, facing threats like flooding and property damage. Critical infrastructure and livelihoods are also endangered, leading to significant economic and social impacts. Coast Guard AI, our solution includes smart sensors placed along coastlines to monitor sea levels, and AI analyzes this data to predict floods, sending timely alerts via our Coast Guard AI application to help communities prepare and respond. Our system provides early warnings, enhances safety, and reduces economic losses, ultimately building resilient communities. Let's take a look at the prototype. So once you install the app, it's gonna look something like this. You sign in. You can directly see the current stress level of your location. You can see the map of the country you're in, the risk zones, emergency steps and contacts, immediate actions, preparations that you might need, news if you want to learn more about rising sea levels, notification center in case you missed an important alert. You can check the weather, settings in case you want to change your location or anything. And when you click on the alert, it directly takes you to the main page. We use a robust tech stack: HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Figma, and Bootstrap for the front end, Python, Node.js, PHP for the back end, and Firebase for data handling. These technologies ensure a scalable, efficient solution. To ensure ethical standards, Coast Guard AI prioritizes data privacy by anonymizing information and using encryption. We strive for equal access, collaborating with local communities to ensure everyone benefits. We minimize environmental impact by using sustainable materials, and our AI is designed to be free from biases, providing fair and accurate predictions. Installation costs are around $1 million per country, with R&D, data storage, and operations adding to the budget. We aim to secure funding from NGOs and government agencies since they have a vested interest in safeguarding communities and reducing economic losses. Coast Guard AI serves coastal residents, local governments, businesses, and emergency response teams. These users need our system to improve preparedness, minimize damage, and ensure safety against rising sea levels and storm surges. Competitors like NASA and IBM offer similar solutions but are costly and complex. Coast Guard AI's strengths lie in its AI-driven prediction, community focus, and affordability. This important topic doesn't get the attention it deserves, so I want to thank Teens in AI for raising awareness about the impact of rising sea levels. We believe our solution, Coast Guard AI, can make a meaningful difference in protecting coastal communities. It's a reminder that AI can be a powerful tool for good, helping us solve real-world problems and enhancing our humanity. Instead of fearing AI, we should embrace how it can help us create a safer and more sustainable future.
All right, thank you so much, Team 5. And then I'm just going to give the judges a moment. And while I do so, I just want to check which team is next, so that you can perhaps get ready. So next, after Team 5, we have Team 2, Team EcoSync. All right, so Team 2, you are after Team 5's questions. All right, over to you, judges.
I'm trying to understand if you can explain better the use case here, because you started saying with the basically sea levels rising, but it feels that your solution is more catering for storm surges or unexpected events that are related to sea levels, but not exactly. You're not going to tell people, oh, there is another millimeter of sea that is actually rising, so is now please leave immediately the area. Am I right? So
Okay.
the two are loosely connected in a way.
Okay, so I get where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if it was just for me, but the demo was a bit blurry, so you couldn't really see properly. I don't know if it was just me, but the point is, so these sensors that are gonna be like placed along the coastlines, they're gonna monitor the sea level rise. Okay, so the sensor itself, the sensor is not gonna know when we're in danger. If you really think about it, they're just gonna know the rising sea levels, like where we're at today, where we're currently at. So the AI, this is where like the AI use comes in. It's gonna help us. So it's predictive analytics, stuff like that. So it analyzes data to forecast potential flooding events. So, and directly, it's gonna send warnings via our Coast Guard AI app, helping communities prepare and respond. So, for example, if you downloaded the app, you get a random notification saying that, oh, where a possible flooding can occur in like 5 hours, so people have the time to move out and get ready. Plus, in the app, there was a section for emergencies and stuff like that. So in case, for example, you don't know where to go, okay? I got the alert and I don't know where to go. There's possible shelters you can go to or contacts that you can contact. So I don't know if I really answered your question.
I think if the last one probably, if you explain better, is the sensor part of the million that you're crowdfunding per country? So basically is to build the sensors as well, or you're going to use other sensors, because today there are tsunami sensors, there are going to be, all kind of buoys and things are doing so. So you're not thinking of reusing existing sensors. Are you going to deploy your own sensors? Am I correct?
Yes, that is true. That is $1 million per country with our sensors. No, we didn't think of that idea that you were talking about. And I'll tell you something. I think we didn't do that. So it has something related to the ethics in a way. So it's just private for us. It's our company. We don't want to use something else. And we mentioned that our sensors will be very like environmental friendly and stuff like that. So why use a sensor that is not like that or something? Like this is our project. This is like the main idea. I think we like tried to cover all the aspects, and that's why we didn't go for like someone else's sensor or stuff like that, because then they have access to our
Yeah, the last bit is the environmental sensor is the one is existing already, not the one you are building, right? Just just to say,
Oh,
but
we're
I get
we're
that.
we're trying to build environmental
Okay.
sensor. I never claimed to be an engineer yet.
No. That's good. Thank you
Yeah.
for your answer. Thank you. Well done.
Thank you.
Hello. So are you going to have sort of models? So are you sort of going to build a model that's going to predict these events, and then also the longer term trend in sea levels rising? Is that what you're going to do? Is going to have sort of a model based?
Yeah, that's just a sensor. Yeah, that's just the sensor. That's what it does. And it's gonna be like with the help of AI, the AI will analyze the data that the sensor collected. And so the AI will know when we're at risk and when we're not at risk. And then it will send notifications via the app.
That's the AI I'm talking about. So is it going to be sort of a model that you're going to build? And I'm wondering how you're going to train that model. What data are you going to give that model for it to be able to predict?
We thought of multiple things. We thought of like some database to use, some stuff like that. It's a very complex idea. I know it's not something easy. It costs 1 million per country for a reason, you know, the installation price and all that. But yeah, that's what we were going for. Yes.
By the way, I think if you cracked it, it would be an amazing tool.
Cracked what?
Thank you so much, Anne. Do you perhaps have another question from the judges?
Yeah, I'd like to ask a question about within the ethical considerations, you spoke a little bit about equal access, and that seems to be really, really key to the success of this, or to realizing the benefits of the system. Of course, many of the communities who might be most vulnerable to these events or most at risk may not all have access to smartphones, may not have access to reliable internet connection. So how would you ensure that when you're thinking about equal access, obviously the monitoring and the alerts could benefit? I mean, those benefits could be felt much more widely. And so to what extent does this rely on potentially impacted communities having access to the app, having their own smartphones to receive those alerts? Or have you thought about other ways that you can ensure that the benefits of the system are equitably distributed?
That's a very good question, actually. And with the help of one of the mentors, we also got that same question from them. So now we know how to answer it. So we thought of not just like the app itself, like people are free to download the app, yes or no. But you know these like publications board that are in each city? Yeah, we thought of just also making it some alerts pop up there. That would be like the idea. That would be the ideal thing to do, so everyone can have like access to it, even though they like don't want to download the app or anything. But yeah, that's what we thought of.
That's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you might have a final question, because you are touching a subject that is also very relevant in robotics, which is you can buy a robot for some money. And my understanding of your business model is you want to charge the countries to buy basically the accessibility and the sensors and the underlying infrastructure, so to say. But how do you ensure that over time all of this stuff stays alive? Maintenance, something might break, especially with rough weather.
Yeah.
I did not quite got this, how you would cover this in your current business model.
Okay, so again, I mentioned before, like it's a big idea. Okay, it's not something like easy to do. Yes. So our employees are there, like if like let's say we already have it here, for example. Okay, so we need constant like updates and stuff like that, checkups and all that, you know. So like I get your question, but it's like like every company, for it to be a very successful company, you need to be constantly updating. For example, these sensors might transform, like we can be like NASA one day and be like have satellites, something like that. We need to upgrade. That's what successful company do,
That's perfectly fine, but where do you get the money from? Because right now I only
Oh, yes.
maybe I missed it, but my understanding
Yes.
was to get a one-off 1 million per country. But
Yes.
what is happening afterwards? Where do you have your income stream?
Exactly. And from where are we gonna get the $1 million? Yeah, totally. I understand where you're coming from. So fundraisings, NGOs. Again, we said that our target users are also the emergency response teams, and they really need that. I This is like subtle flex right now, but I am a Red Cross member, so it's like I presented this idea to my team and all that, and they said like it's really helpful. It would be a very brilliant idea for them, so they can have an easier access to rescue people. It's faster and safer and all that, So yeah, I don't know if I answered your question. I hope I did. But
Thank you. Yeah.
thank you. And thank you guys. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much. All right, and now we're going to move over to Team 2, Team EcoSync. Let me quickly share my screen.
Hello everyone, we are Team 2 and our project name is EcoSync. EcoSync is an application that integrates artificial intelligence with sensors to optimize energy usage within a household.
As energy prices rise, bigger strains are put on people's budgets, making energy efficiency crucial for many. Homes waste significant amounts of energy, as shown on the next slide. Energy management often lacks the approach that fully optimizes efficiency. With AI, we intend on settling this issue, making management easier and more structured than ever before.
Relevance. The average United States household wastes 10 to 30% of its energy due to inefficiencies. A 60-watt incandescent bulb left on 5 hours a day will cost $1.35 every month. 10 of such bulbs cost $13.50 monthly. A typical television on a standby might use 7.2 kilowatt of energy, costing approximately $1.08 for every device in a household. So some devices can waste energy even if they are not in use. Using a typical electric heater unit for 4 hours a day, leading a $172 monthly cost. Running an AC unit for 8 hours a day can cost $135 monthly.
Owner Greg is a tech-savvy DIY enthusiast. This obviously means he'll have a high energy bill. The complexity of energy management solutions are overwhelming, and he doesn't have an easy, simple answer. That's where EcoSync comes in, alerting him about his energy usage, tips, and personalized advice to improve and monitor every smart device in his house.
Conditions, ensuring they are fully informed about data use. This commitment helps build trust and ensures users are aware about the ethics behind our app.
The solution is divided into three: remote device monitoring, cellular devices, and energy maintenance. Users could integrate smart sensors into the device they want to spectate and monitor. That sensor will show the temperature of each device, and users could turn it on and off through the app remotely, which is also related to lights in the household. Moreover, users will get NIE-tailored advices, which will help people to stop using energy inefficient.
EcoSync stands out because it's much more affordable. There's no hardware to buy, just in-app AI credits. Unlike Google Nest, which often requires professional installation, EcoSync is designed for easy DIY setup right in your home. It's a cost-effective and user-friendly choice for smart home management.
Generate revenue through AI credits, which users purchase to access additional features. The first 2 credits are offered free to get started. In addition, partnerships with brands that focus on sustainability provide another revenue stream. Together, AI credits and strategic partnerships support EcoSync's mission of delivering a cost-effective, innovative smart home experience.
The AI section offers tailored advice. It analyzes your energy use and allows you to retake service, continuously finding new ways to save on bills and improve efficiency. The bottom bar of the app gives you quick access to your profile and the lights. Finally, the on and off buttons let you remotely control all your smart devices.
a demo of how the app may look. Sync will introduce EcoShop to promote sustainable products and offer discounts for meeting energy goals. We're also partnering with smart device companies and the national grid to optimize energy use and expand our reach, training an AI with grid data to make sure that our users always get the cheapest energy prices.
All right, well done, team 2. And let's just give the judges a moment just to tally up their scores. And then again, I'm just going to let the next team know. So after team 2, we're going to have team 16 with the Tech Titans. So Tech Titans, I hope you are ready.
Cool. Firstly, I'd just like to say I like that. Can I have that app now, please? Thank you. I feel like you would have, I think you could charge for this. Definitely, I would certainly pay for this. So I'm going to start with that. Also, I am a smart home geek. And I certainly would love to save money on my bills. And I think most people would. So I think you would have a market. One of the things I would like to know, though, because obviously you're going to sort of be dealing with all of these smart devices, collecting lots of information. Again, I'd like to know that my information is safe and secure and private. So can you talk to me a little bit more about how you're going to achieve that?
Okay, so firstly, your personal information won't be taken. It's just what you use with your smart devices, and that will only be used to train our AI, and it won't like get taken to any other like companies unless people want to develop a product that like similar to ours, but kind of impacts like the country's efficiency, if you get what I mean. Your personal information won't be used. It's just certain devices like capacities. Like one thing we were planning on integrating into our app is the feature where it tells you how like the maintenance of your smart devices. So whether it's like about to run out or what. So maybe that data could be used, but your personal data won't be used, if that's understandable.
Still kind of my personal data, though, and I'm not entirely sure I want it shared with certainly with a government or a country.
No, I mean, sorry, I didn't mean like your data. I meant the appliances, like how long the appliance ran for, not
It's
your
still my
usage of,
data.
but it's the
I can imagine you
appliance's
could opt out
data.
as well.
Yeah, okay.
But if you opt out, you don't have as accurate recommendations. You'd have to rely on things like surveys instead.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you.
Can I ask in your example of possible savings, most of those savings were coming from things that usually are not that smart, or are less. I will not make the expensive investment to make all my light bulbs smart just to save like $1 per month. So I'm trying to understand a little bit more the benefit you're offering to people if their home is not that smart. Have you tried to infer from the maybe what is the grid usage and the type of usage, what's going on in the house? Because I'm a bit of a smart home geek like Han, and I can tell you that now with my Tesla battery, I can actually tell you whether that was my washing machine going on or my dishwasher or my underfloor heating. I can recognize that.
Well, yeah, that's a good question. In terms of the grid sort of thing, that is something that would definitely come later on in the development of it, where we would partnership with like governments to have grid data, which would also help you have more accurate recommendations of what to do based on like when you want to use your devices based on how much usage there is at the moment. But also in terms of things that are not smart, for that, you'd usually just rely on sort of just surveys, which are not as accurate, but it's mainly for people who already have smart devices, and pretty much the more you have, the more you'll save. So, but of course, we wouldn't expect people to start getting a bunch of smart devices just to save on them.
But by the way, I wasn't thinking you having grid data from the state, and you basically, if you check, because we have it, I have it in the house, there are some little clamps that are electromagnetic clamps that you can put around a wire, and that tells you how much electricity current is passing through that, right? It shows you a graph, and those are really inexpensive. And you can say, if I give you one of these, you pay like £20, instead of buying like £150 worth of smart sensors. With that one, maybe I can give you the savings, or I can give you a sense of whether you are optimizing or having waste or not. So that's just a suggestion.
Yeah, that is something we could put in. So, because we want to have as many opportunities as possible to save. So that would be sort of like just partnering up with companies as well as increasing compatibility with other different devices. Just make it as convenient for the user as possible.
Okay.
I have the feeling we are all a little bit smart home fans these days.
Oh yeah.
So one observation on this end. So I think it's definitely a relevant problem, and I think it's worthwhile, especially in the future, to solve these kind of things. I'm not sure what the competitive analysis on your end has been. I think you might actually find that you don't have to do everything yourself. And that goes for a lot of problems. One of the things we see in robotics, and I always try to bring to the table, don't reinvent the wheel. So some parts of what you presented looks to me a little bit like there would be already even open source systems out there, so we might be able to tap into, which I would recommend taking a look in if you want to bring this further, because you still have the possibility to build a business model around plugins. So there are a couple of home automation services that already will probably give you a lot of tap-ins into devices and ideas. You have the benefit of not having to deal too much about GDPR, because you can host everything locally with these type of tools. But you could provide an additional service with exactly your core USP, your unique selling point, so to say, bring the AI in as an extension of existing tools. So that might be something to be for you for the future to consider.
Yeah, thank you. That will be yeah, just sort of partnering is definitely something we would plan to do a lot. So because I would just make it as easy as possible for as many savings and just be able to monitor as many things as possible. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. And then I just want to double check if we have any last questions from our judge or any of our judges before we move over to Tech Titans.
Yeah,
fantastic. Okay, so let me just share my screen again.
Hello and welcome to Team 16's The Tech Titans pitch deck. Our problem. For our How Might We have chosen How Might We help users of AI to understand and mitigate their environmental impact. Some of the problems that we have discovered that correlate with this How Might We are users of AI and tech being unaware of the impact they have on the environment, misinformation being spread online of the effects of AI and tech on the environment, and hard to read information on users' carbon footprint. We conducted a survey and the results show us that when asked, 50% of the interviewees said that they spend over 4 hours on their device. 75% said that they are aware of the environmental impact of their devices,
and 81.5% said that they are willing to lower their carbon emissions for a reward. Our solution is to create an app that helps users track their carbon emissions in a clear and simple way that is digestible and easy to navigate. We have decided to call this app Carbon Companion. We have also decided to implement a feature where there is an Earth that deteriorates based on how much the user's carbon footprint is increasing. We have also decided to incorporate a leaderboard and a streak feature to keep the users engaged. The streak feature would be a feature where if the user's carbon emissions are below a certain amount, their streak continues, keeping them motivated and engaged.
So here is our team. Everyone did the job great. It's been such a wonderful experience for all of us. Now you can see our app's prototype. Our app is called Carbon Companion. Its goal is to reduce carbon footprint. According to the user's screen time, AI suggests which apps you should use less and which you have to switch to a more energy efficient analog. Each day when you reduce CO2 emissions, you'll gain a certain amount of points, which you can then use in the shop. Here are our competitors' analytics. We analyze their strengths and weaknesses to create the best version of our app possible.
Our app targets eco-conscious teens and tech professionals with a charming user-friendly interface designed to engage users in reducing their digital carbon footprint. Key costs include app development, ongoing maintenance, and marketing efforts to drive user acquisition. We'll initially partner with tech providers and environmental NGOs for funding and support. Revenue will come from a freemium model, with users paying for premium features and in-app purchases. Our AI monitors users' carbon footprints in real time, offering personalized insights and suggesting eco-friendly alternatives to reduce the environmental impact.
Here are some of the ethics we have set for our app. First, privacy and data security. Second, digital well-being. Third, accuracy of information. Fourth, transparency and accountability. Fifth, environmental impact of the app itself. Our plan for the future. We aim to scale our impact by expanding our app's reach globally, empowering more users to make eco-friendly choices. We aim to secure the funding needed to expand and enhance our platform. These are some potential partners for funding. Thank you for listening us. A massive thank you to our mentors, Netsuka and Amy, for helping and supporting us. Love from Carbon Companion, Team 16.
Fantastic. Well done, Team 16. And we're just going to wait for our judges. And then I'm also just going to check. So after Team 16, we have Team 4, WasteWise. And then over to you, judges, for questions.
Maybe I'll go then. So such a simple idea, but so effective, I think is really grabbed my attention. I'm trying to understand what is the proof that what you're doing or suggesting that the user does in switching off is really translating into a lesser impact. How did you test that? What was your assumption? Sorry, was I clear? Can you hear me?
Team 16?
Yes, thank you. So we thought about it in like a way that like we did like research into what like steps they can actually take to reduce their carbon impact and make sure to like and we also wanted to like train AI off that like data to like help it inform the users like on different alternatives, more eco-friendly alternatives that they could use.
But is it more related to if I post too much on Instagram, then I consume more resources, therefore my data center footprint is going to be bigger? Is that your assumption there?
yeah, like the more they use certain like apps and their device, the larger their carbon footprint would be.
And what is the AI component in that? Is it basically the prediction of what should be the recommendation of what they should do? Is that the AI component in your thinking?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello, I'm going to ask, how does your app get hold of the usage data of other apps?
Well, we thought about it in a way that like it's if the user allows it, I would like be able to access their screen time and then almost equate that into the carbon emissions.
So is there a data privacy issue with that?
Yeah, I'd assume so. I'm not apologies, I'm not very good when it comes to AI ethics, but and like the data privacy in that. So yeah.
Gosh, Anne, you sound like you've been traumatized somehow.
I just love privacy and ethics.
I don't know. I've been implementing 3 times GDPR. Yes, yeah, I know. I know
Oh
what you
yeah.
mean.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Any other questions from our judges?
So, oh, sorry. Go first, please.
Sorry. I was going to ask on, so you had a slide on the ethical considerations, and there were lots of really important points on the slide, but I wanted to hear a little bit more about how you were addressing those considerations. And in particular, there was one which was around reducing the environmental impact of this app. And I'm wondering if you could say a little bit more about how you plan to do that, or what you thought about in terms of the really key considerations to reduce the environmental impact of how this app is operating.
Sorry, yeah. So we'd obviously had to make sure that like the AI that we'd be using or the AI that we'd create would be like environmentally friendly. So like taking steps and to make sure that also it's like not too like heavy on the device to download and like yeah.
Okay, thank you. Ingo, I think I cut you off before my question.
Yeah, I'm not 100% clear right now. The app, the time that you save for the app, is this about the energy the app is consuming on the device, or does it go beyond that?
Sorry, could you repeat that? My connection isn't that good.
So the savings that you want to achieve, is this coming through saving the energy that the app needs for running, or is this for the full operation of the app with backend servers and other stuff?
I think more in like the energy that the app is using to run.
On that device, okay. Okay. Thanks.
All right. Fantastic. Well done, Team 16. And now we're going to move over to Team 4, Waste-Wise. Okay, so sorry, just give me 1 second.
Hi everyone, we are Waste-Wise and we say think wise, wasteless. So today we are here to talk about our project. Now let's start. How might we improve waste management system to minimize methane emission from landfills? Our solution is to create a free app that provides real-time data on landfill activities and methane emission, empowering citizens and policymakers to make informed decisions.
How our app works. Our app is a free app which allows our users to report landfill cases. Some unique features include educational resources, community engagement, and many more.
Our competitors include Zoomlion, the leading waste company in Ghana, Jekura Ventures in Ghana, Waste Plan in South Africa, and Waste Management in the US. Our business model is how our business ideas are implemented into our work. Our target market includes local governments and municipalities, environmental NGOs, educational institutions, citizens, and communities. Think wise, waste less. Thank you.
Short and sweet. Thank you, Team 4. And just going to give the judges a moment to tally their scores. And then Team 11, green plate, you will be next.
Hello, thank you so much for the presentation. Again, I'd like to hear just a little bit more detail really around how you're actually using AI in that solution.
Hi everyone. So how we use AI is during our research, we use AI to search the informations we use during our app, and then on our features on the prototype. On the features on the prototype, we have education. Yeah, education. So in the chatbot over there is a place where your questions are being answered. That is how we utilize it there.
So you're
AI.
using a large language model to help give answers to people's questions in the app.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
So can you clarify again? So what's the final aim? So I receive an answer, and what I would do with that? I wasn't clear because you are really short and sweet. So sorry for that. So what's the
Please,
final value
again?
that you get from the app? Sorry?
Okay, it helps to reduce
I think it was reducing landfill. Did you say that?
Hi.
Yeah. Yeah.
I said it helps to reduce landfill emission.
Okay. I got it now. All right. Thanks.
Thanks.
So can I just ask again about the users of this app, of this service? So I think it's going to monitor emissions from landfill, but it also provides a source of information to communities around how those emissions might be affecting the communities and how they can advocate or how they can report high levels of emissions. Please correct me if I've understood that not correctly. But yeah, so I wanted to know a little bit more about who might be the users of this, and how you would ensure that is accessible to them, and particularly so if there are say local communities are impacted by emissions from landfills in their area, how are you going to make sure that this is something that is accessible to them, that they can use it? Does it rely on users having access to a smartphone, or is there another way that users might be able to benefit from this? And let me know if my question isn't clear, because I can rephrase.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay, so We will launch a public awareness campaign to educate citizens about the importance of proper waste disposal and the benefits of using the report system. Hi.
Yeah, we can.
Hello.
We can hear you now. Yes. Hi.
So I said that we will launch a public awareness campaign to educate citizens about the importance of proper waste disposal and the benefits of using the reporting system. And this campaign will include community events, social media promotion.
Thank you. That's really helpful. Thank you.
Okay. All right, thank you so much, Very. I'm just quickly refreshing from my side. Okay, team 11, there we go. It's showing. Let's see if the video is going to play. Okay, unfortunately, it's still saying that it was removed. So let me click on the new link that you have provided me with. All right, and I'm sharing my screen.
Hello, my friend. This is Anthony Bukahan, Burger's manager. Hi, how are you doing, Anthony? Not good, actually. I'm really living in a crisis right now. Oh, and why is that? My restaurant is not doing well. I'm losing a lot of money. And my staff is starting to become unpassionate to work. And I'm having difficulties at managing water and energy in burgers, as now its reputation is going to be bad. Yeah, this type of problem became a really common thing in USA, especially in New York where you live. As you know, the US is dominating the fast food market for the past years, and it is growing really fast. And with young individuals starting to care about sustainable products, the fast food owners and employees are struggling to integrate ESG practices into their day-to-day, and this can lead to missed opportunities, operational inefficiencies, and a negative impact in the reputation. And now I really need to improve the restaurant reputation. I tried many apps to help me tracking in ESG goals, but I think Fig Bites and Enablon, but they were very slow and not easy to use. It seems like none of these applications help us. So, what's the solution now? I think today is your lucky day, because me and my team start an app that's called Greenbridge, and it's basically an interactive AI-based app that provides a user-friendly and collaborative experience that allows fast food restaurants and employees and managers to work together towards reaching their ESG goals. I actually see it on Instagram. It was an app that says Greenbridge is in need. Trust me, it is in need. All business owners say this type of things. Greenbridge helps managers and employees tackle sustainability by analyzing carbon footprint and offering tailored solutions, like switching to renewable energy to save money and benefit the environment. With personalized ESG actions, action plans, and rule-specific training, we equip your team to drive real change, improve your brand reputation, boost employee satisfaction, and cut costs, all while earning rewards like gift cards, eco-friendly retreats, and the title of ESG Champion of the Year. Can you show me the app? Okay, here it is. And what does the AI do exactly?
Oh, I'm not sure what happened to the sound.
Okay, I'm going to talk instead.
Okay.
So here the user opened the app and he's going to choose if he's a manager or a normal employee. And here we took the manager as an example. He showed the delivery section and he's giving us information about the way they do the delivery. And then he is going to answer certain questions for more details so AI can generate the best solution.
AI program works basically on the carbon footprint tracking,
Sorry,
and based on that, there is.
should I mute the video, Mariam? Or should I let it continue? I'm sorry.
No, let it continue.
Okay.
Customizable training programs based on the other data and the campaign management while always tracking the progress. Told ya, Greenbridge is in need. And what about data protection and transparency? I think it's the most important thing. I dealt with other apps and they neglected them, and it's a bad experience. Certainly prioritize your privacy by ensuring that all data is safeguarded with advanced TLS encryption for secure transmission and AES encryption for secure storage. Our AI algorithms are meticulously designed to be unbiased, delivering fair and equitable recommendations to every user. For transparency, we empower you with control over what data is collected, how it's used, and who has the access to it. Our app operates on a freemium model with in-app purchases like training sessions and recycling units, offering premium feature to enhance your experience. We partner with POS software companies and integrate with Gmail and social media for seamless functionality with strategic ads in other apps and a strong presence in App Store. We're designed to grow alongside your business while keeping costs manageable. Wow, Greenbridge is really unique.
Thank you so much. Okay, I hope you were able to see and hear everything. And then I'm just going to give the judges a minute. And I'm going to alert Team 6 that they are next.
Hello, I'm going to jump in while the judges are still deliberating. First of all, I'd like to say how much I loved the storytelling approach you took in your presentation. But unfortunately, the sound cut out just as you were describing how you're actually using AI in the app. So I'd love to hear a little bit more about that. Thank you.
So for the AI part, so the AI system is going to go to collect. It's based on the database. He's going to identify patterns and inefficiencies and areas where carbon output can be minimized, and he will generate personalized recommendations based on individual or team behaviors. For example, it might suggest switching to energy efficient appliances and optimizing travel routes or reducing paper usage. And also he's going to predict future carbon emissions based on current practices and maybe suggest proactive measures. And it's also going to evaluate the cost of implementing various sustainability measures and compare it to the potential savings in energy and resources, and calculating the environmental impact of the changes, helping users see the benefits of their actions in terms of carbon reduction.
Okay, thank you.
You were insisting at the beginning in ESG, right? You're aware that ESG is not just emission, it's also social and governance. Did you say that because in your app there's going to be an element of that? You're going to be an element of, checking that there's no exploitation of the workforce or something like that?
Yeah, the app is supposed to have to take care of all the ESG parts, but we didn't have to take care of that, so we only did the
environmental part. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and on the environmental side, so the back a little bit to, I'm now doing that. So if you are, I think as an employee, you were supposed to put like, oh, what's my journey to deliver? So again, from that point of view, there is to be some sort of ethical wall. So you make sure that what is a prerogative of the employees of working without being controlled or completely monitored because in certain countries you can't do it, is guaranteed. Have you thought about that?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
I'll give you an example. So I don't remember if it's in the app where there was a sort of tracking of the journey, but if you have tracking of the journey, apart from the suggestion, the recommendation saying, well, you should do this, but if the recommendation is based on previous journeys, and then you're tracking what the employees is doing, right? And then maybe the employee is delivering and then taking a half an hour detour to, I don't know, whatever. So that kind of a control and monitoring has to be, you need to be careful because in some countries you can't do that. You can't basically give it to the employer. The fact that the evidence the employee is not doing their job monitoring their activities. That's what I was wondering if you've been thinking about that.
Yeah, but there are some activities that maybe they are not doing it and they saying they're doing it, but the most of our activities are going to be for the employees are going to be training sessions and events. So it's going to be based on if they participated in that event or in that training session, they're going to have their score is going to raise, and based on that, they're going to have some awards.
So the AI engine is not trained on employee activities like I know you drive there, I know it takes you this long, or I know for you're using this machine for this long or doing this, right? It's not that.
We actually tried to work on doing something like that, but we didn't have time. So for now, no.
If you do that, remember that there is a fine divide between training an algorithm to understand what is happening and then using monitoring data from your employee activities, because in some countries, as I said, you're going to find limitations. Just a suggestion. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Maybe a question. So you do recommendations. Your use case was that you showed was towards the manager and towards the company, so to say, to improve their ESG impact. Was there anything because the narrative, your storytelling was giving me the idea that you might want to actually showcase what the company achieved. Is this part of it? So maybe to clarify the question further. So to my understanding, if you improve, if the employee improves his behavior or her behavior, then there would be some level of point system or reward system or feedback system to show that there was an improvement, correct? Would this be just used within the business, or could this be actually displayed outside to our customers, to the world? We achieved something.
It's only going to be inside the business.
Because then on your narrative, I would think it might be an interesting idea to explore whether this could be also utilized to showcase improvements of the company itself, because I quite like the idea of holding people accountable, and that goes also for companies. The airport in the city I live in, Edinburgh, showcases how good they were over the years to reduce carbon emissions and other things. So given that you do the tracking and the rewarding internally already, maybe there is a way to utilize this so that companies can show how good they are actually, how many paper cups they saved and similar things. Because that would be a very interesting thing. And in terms of tracking, maybe start at a point where it's very easy USP. We have a lot of delivery services, and the delivery can be done through bike or through car. So you could just make the distinction between was a bike used, was a car used, which might already give feedback to customers. Do I want to take this takeaway or do I want to utilize another takeaway? Just a couple of thoughts that came up. But otherwise, interesting idea.
Yeah, we actually didn't think about that, but it's actually a really good idea.
Right, thank you so much. Sorry, green plate / green bridge. Well done, and thank you, judges, for your questions. And now we're going to be jumping over to Team 6, Heat Alert. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen.
Hello everyone, we are happy to present to you our project, Heat Alert Chatbot. Stay alert, stay alive. In 2023, over 2.2 billion people were exposed to dangerous heat levels. In Europe, over 47,000 people died of it. Impacts are noticed not only on health, but also infrastructure, the economy, and agriculture. Heat waves in agriculture lead to spoiled production, job losses, economic instability, and infrastructure costs go up to $1 billion annually in the US because of heat waves.
But, as our survey shows, most people aren't informed enough to manage extreme heat well. 75% are not currently prepared to face a heat wave. 68.8% are often caught off guard by heat waves. So this is why we developed Heat Alert, an SMS service providing alerts and advice to help face heat waves while minimizing damage. We chose SMS because we want to be accessible to a maximum of people around the world, like Mina. She's an old woman living off her work in a field in Egypt. She's very vulnerable to extreme heat. She does not have access to the internet, but can still receive SMS on her Nokia phone, just like 6 billion other people worldwide. Here's our prototype of our solution. It appears as a chat in the SMS app. Our alerts would look like this, and these are examples of advice we can have. And this is how users set up the chatbot, simply by replying to the bot, so it's simple and accessible.
Our service is based on two AIs. The first one makes heat and water precipitation forecasts using climate data for the use of the second one, which is a chatbot responsible of giving specific tailored advice to every user. Moreover, every user can personalize the advice by giving extra information like their age, job. This will help our chatbot system predict their needs and provide personalized recommendations. And this is an extract of our code.
Since there's been a lot of AI talk, let's now take a look at ethics. Heat Alert gathers data by asking questions to users. This is kept anonymous as we do not ask for the names. Users are fully informed about what data is being collected and for what use, with explicit consent required before participation. We will regularly audit datasets for biases, and we will also regularly collect feedback and reports from our users to ensure that our service works well.
Commercial viability. There are already a few apps and websites on the market that propose weather predictions and advice. But our unique selling points are our accessibility and our varied personalized advice offer.
To make Heat Alert even more accessible, we will partner up with sponsors, local governments, and NGOs to be able to reach a maximum of people by SMS. We also plan to develop a paying app for users who are already acquainted with the free SMS service, but who seek a better interface, more features, and a better overall experience.
So this is our team, and thank you very much for listening.
Thank you so much, Heat Alert. And I believe our next team is also heat related. Oopsie, just want to quickly check. It is Heat Sense, Team 10. We're going to be next. So let's just give the judges a minute and we're going to jump into questions or Heat Alert.
Thanks, guys. Lovely presentation. I really like the fact that you're not relying on people having smartphones. So you definitely have widened your audience there, and probably better targeting the people who might actually need this sort of notification, this sort of warning and advice. I am, though, however, a little confused as to how I get this. How does my government give it to me? Does my local authority give it to me? How do I get this in the first place? Thank you.
Thank you for your question. So we plan to partner up with the governments and like telecom services to collect practically all phone numbers that are actually in use in a certain region and reach out to them by SMS, and they will reply as we explained, and then they will get the personalized advice. And after that, they would have the option to get our app, but that's something different.
So essentially, you're sort of broadcasting to everyone, and then the people who say yes, please, are sort of opting in. Yes, I want more, essentially. And so you've got that you've got that consent step there, because you're not going to do anything else for anyone unless they've actually said yes, please.
Exactly. So we're just reaching out first, because if they saw an ad or anything, they might not opt in. But if we do reach out to them without enrolling them in, like just giving them the option, then they're more likely to reply and get acquainted with our service.
Can I opt out again if I decide I don't like it?
Yes, of course. You always have the option to opt out or even not reply at all, and then you wouldn't be enrolled in the first place.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I just wanted to ask a question about accessibility, and if you thought about any of accessibility considerations around the messaging. I think it's really great that you're making this available through SMS, and so it's not relying on having a smartphone or having internet access. But have you thought about potentially translation into different languages, or approaches to ensuring accessibility? You did mention personalization, so I wonder if that's part of if accessibility is part of what you're thinking about in terms of personalization.
Well, we thought that the
chatbot
would text in the local language. For example, if I'm living in, I don't know, in the US, then the chatbot will text to me in English. And if I'm living in Spain, the chatbot will text in Spanish. And the personalization, it's basically you can say, like, I would like optional reminders on this. Like, there's a list of options you can have. They're all free, and so you can opt in to get these different options in addition to the basic service. If you would like, for example, recommendations on when to water your plants and these kind of stuff. They also adapt to what job you have. Like some of these customizable things aren't relevant for every user, so that's why I don't know if that was clear, but
Oh, that's really helpful. Thank you.
Yes, and I might have a question as well. So thanks for the presentation. Health and healthcare is always a little bit a tricky thing, because with any other recommender system, you would basically not influence the person and the person's behavior to the way that you actually might have a detrimental effect. So if you say to somebody, oh, it's hot outside, drink a lot, but your app might say, drink 10 liters, which might be detrimental, right? How would you ensure that your recommendations are actually medically sound, or at least sound to the point that you're not recommending something that might not actually be beneficial?
well, we
So
have yeah, okay, Rania,
you can go.
explain.
All right. So the data that we will put to train the AI will be monitored. We will partner up with NGOs and organizations and maybe doctors to help us provide helpful and accurate advice. And if something really seems off, like an advice, drink 10 liters of water, the users would have the possibility to report it. And then we would get the report and work on it to train the model even more to avoid this kind of wrong advice.
And in addition to that, the chatbot sends a message at the start and regularly reminds that this is an AI and this is an AI-based system. So everything it says is not necessarily true, and you have to use your common sense. So people don't blindly follow the AI.
Good. Thank you.
I have no questions.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much, team. And now we're going to be moving over to our next team, which is HeatSense. Okay. Sorry, just that. Okay.
Hello, we are Team HeatSense, developers of the app Heatscape. We worked on the topic 1, urban heat islands. Although urban areas occupy only 0.5% of the Earth's land surface, it hosts more than 50% of the world's population, a number expected to rise to 70% by 2050. In UK cities, for example, UHI is responsible for remarkable temperature variations up to 8 degrees Celsius, and larger cities like London can see differences of around 10 degrees Celsius compared to surrounding countryside.
People in the architectural and construction industries. These industries are key players as waste energy during building developments is a major contributor to urban heat. Take Olivia, for example. She's an architect who can use Heatscape to scan streets and rooms in development. But our reach doesn't stop there. Heatscape is also perfect for those who are environmentally conscious, like Enola. Enola's daughter suffers from sickle cell disease, which makes her highly sensitive to polluted environments. By using Heatscape, Enola can identify the best areas to boost agriculture in her community. 100% of those surveyed expressed confidence that artificial intelligence could play a significant role in mitigating this heat. One of our interviewees captured this sentiment perfectly, stating that the rapid development of AI and its constant adaptability makes it uniquely suited to combat the rising temperatures in our cities. Heatscape helps measure heat by allowing AI to analyze a picture sent by the user, then suggesting ways to reduce heat in their area.
For backend, we used Cursor IDE to maximize efficiency,
On the front end, I translated Figma designs into a responsive interface using HTML and CSS. JavaScript handles image processing and analysis, using YOLO image detection to analyze submitted images, providing suggestions for ways to reduce the urban heat island effect. Finally, we use JSON manifest files to enable progressive web app functionality, ensuring accessibility across all devices with a browser.
Does Heatscape respect AI ethics? One might ask. Well, AI doesn't learn from users' pictures. It is trained by its own prepared ones. It is developed to include everybody around the world with no discrimination or biases. Users' privacy is respected, and the app is 100% safe and secure to use. Our app is committed to AI transparency, ensuring that users understand how AI processes their data. We plan to fund our app by building partnerships with environmental organizations and architecture or construction companies to provide them with the required technologies to make their designs more UHI friendly. But fees won't be really expensive to make it accessible for everyone. The main fund for this app is partnerships who use this app daily.
Thank you so much for the presentation. Oopsie. Sorry, I was trying to close it on my side. There we go. Okay. And then after HeatSense, we have Team 12, which will be our last pitch. So I'm going to give the judges a moment just to tally their scores. And then HeatSense, you can answer the judges' questions. In the meantime, Team 12, AI Warriors, can you get ready to pitch?
So I'm going with a question just to clarify. So you take a picture, and the AI gives you some suggestion how to improve the area in terms of to minimize your urban heat. Did I get it correctly?
Yeah, that's correct.
So okay, so how you relate the picture to the minimization, to the recommendation to minimize the heat? Is because you are training it to detect, certain devices or a certain configuration of I don't know, the environment. How does it do it? What is the features that you're actually extracting to do that?
Yeah, so basically, at the end of everything, it's given out arbitrary score right now, based on how biodiverse the environment that's being viewed is. So, for example, the amount of trees in the area, the amount of greenery, plants in that area. Also the use of materials which are environmentally friendly. So, for example, there's some materials or maybe a darker room that makes it harder for the heat to escape and makes it harder for the urban heat effect to be reduced.
I see. It's a complex thing to prove that actually there's a causation between the two, right? So have you done some tests? Was it where your test successful?
Yeah, it's definitely something hard to prove. I wouldn't say we haven't done any tests yet. That's something definitely for the future. Working with potentially environmentally conscious companies, that sort of thing. So the scores that are given are not as arbitrary. So we're able to get almost a definite score of, yes, this room is more biodiverse. Yes, this room will reduce the urban heat island effect, or this environment won't, basically.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Hello. Again, I learned something today, so thank you very much for that. I very much appreciate being educated. I was going to ask, maybe suggest that image processing and object recognition is quite a computationally expensive exercise, and you should maybe consider also including more data sources, I don't know, architectural diagrams or maps or those sorts of things that might be easier to extract data from to help inform your model. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. That's something we've been speaking about as well. So within the architectural industries, a few programs they use as SketchUp and AutoCAD. Basically, by forming partnerships with companies like these, we could potentially have an add-on for Heatscape and have it in their program so that we can make suggestions to not only reduce the urban heat island effect, but by using things like nanomaterials or reused materials being suggested within that, then we can also reduce the maintenance cost and the overall cost of producing these houses.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Actually, now that you say that, the city councils have digitized most of their planning permission processes. So that's a big, and I think that's public. So that's something that you can really harvest to, maybe not going to cover the entire thing, but you can intervene at the project moment in which someone is putting an application, say, hey, maybe I can give you a service to make your application a bit more, reducing, contributing to the reduction of the urban heat. That's probably something to think about.
Thank you.
Can I ask a question about potential users of this? You said at the beginning you were setting out potential users and obviously architects, or in terms of planning urban environments, as a clear use case there. You also mentioned potential users as being people who are vulnerable to heat, and I was wondering how the app might be used, or how it might be beneficial to residents in areas where urban heat is a challenge. Is this something that can it make recommendations which an individual resident could act on, or would it perhaps be a kind of an advocacy tool to be able to identify what could be improved in their local communities?
Yeah, so for people who for individual, basically, the main benefit that they can receive from the app is receiving some suggestions for potentially their room. So say the example that was given was someone who has sickle cell disease. Obviously, they go through crises, and things like pollution, they will contribute to how bad their condition is, basically. So maybe by providing suggestions for additional biodiversity that can be put within their room, or taking away certain materials which could cause their condition to spike up, kind of thing. That's not where the main funding would be, but it is basically how the general user could benefit it, rather than solely just the architects or interior designers trying to lower their costs.
Yeah, and that's really helpful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Did you consider secondary information? Currently, your app works based on a photo taken, but did you consider to factor in additional information?
Yeah, I think for future development, it would be definitely useful to not only have one option of uploading an image, but maybe to have real-time suggestions. So for example, interior designers, if it could be, you could scan a room, look around and say, okay, maybe a plant could go here. Or maybe instead of this, take this away. This might reduce the urban heat island effect influence. So I think, being able to scan a room in real time is one great way to be able to, a second source of information, basically, that can be analyzed.
Because given what everybody was saying, might also be a way, if you take the photo with a phone, you might get a geolocation.
Mm-hmm.
You might actually get the context from something like Google Maps. Am I in an area that already has a lot of trees? Maybe I should do something else.
Mm-hmm.
Or am I in an area that is huge buildings? Maybe I just want to paint the facade differently, or things like that. Very interesting concept.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, HeatSense. And then over to our last pitching team. Thereafter, the judges, myself and Elena, will go into the judging room after questions, of course.
Welcome! Today, my team, the AI Warriors, and I are going to present our application named Stormwarn.
Our project addresses rising sea levels and increasing storm surges. But why did we choose this problem? As citizens of a coastal country, we relate deeply to this issue, as we experience devastation caused by these disasters nearly every year. However, this problem is not only of concern to us, but to the entire world.
Our person named Ahmed is a local farmer who lives in a well-known coastal city called Nimble. Like any other typical farmer, he is not very deep into modern technologies. Most of the time, he watches TV due to the accessibility of information it provides. He's always seeking for the safety of his family. We understood the needs and struggles that Ahmed and many like him faced. That's why our platform come to be an accessible source of information for this niche, and most importantly, our app designed to alert them when upcoming storms are on the way and give them the post-disaster assistance and the value proposition.
This is the prototype of our application. When you click on Get Started, you can either log in or create a new account. We need some of your information, such as your language. Once you open the welcome page, you will first see the category of alerts and forecasts. The second section is map and location, when you can also count the distance from risk zones. After that, we have support and assistance, which includes emergency contacts and a chatbot that can help if you need it. Finally, there's preparation and education, offering a personalized emergency preparation checklist. Now we're going to present the technology we used to develop our AI-based solution.
For the ethics, we provide equity, trust building, human AI interactions, inclusivity, and comprehensiveness. And also, we provide ensuring data privacy, safety, and security for our users. Also, our AI considerate relating to climate change.
This is our competitor analysis. 7 out of 10 customers liked our app prototype. On the business model, we are focusing on the aspect of the revenue streams like partnerships and advertising.
To increase the impact of our project, we plan to add several features. These include a survey tool on our app and regular updates to ensure client satisfaction. Additionally, we will incorporate interactive detailed maps and real-time resource updates to provide rapid access to local assistance and recovery services, along with local specific storm alerts.
Thank you so much, AI Warriors.
Can you explain a little bit more the commercialization approach of this? So is it going to be sold as a subscription to user that wants to receive messages, or is going to be your customer? Is going to be more government entities that want to provide that service to their citizens? How does it work?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, more who's going to be your final customers? More people are subscribing to the service, so you basically ask them to pay a fee, or you're going to talk to government agencies that want to provide this service to their citizens?
We want it to be an affordable application, so we planned on getting government help, but if it's not enough, maybe paid subscriptions would be with low fees.
I see. Okay, thanks.
Do you have any other questions from our judges?
Not a question, maybe observation, and maybe I'm finally getting older, but I had a slight slight issue following all the information within the time span given to read it. Maybe that's a slight observation and hint for future pitches.
Is there any specific slide, Ingo, that you'd like to chat more about? Perhaps the business models or the ethics? Because yes, it did go by quite quickly.
No, I think I got the idea. It was just an observation for potential improvement on the pitch.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and if I could just follow up on that as well, so that there was the slides around ethical considerations. Of course, I'm going to pick on that one. It would be great to hear a bit more about how you addressed, because clearly on the slide there was a lot of information about ethical considerations that you had addressed. I'd like to hear a little bit more about maybe some of the key things that you identified as ethical challenges or ethical considerations and how you addressed them.
Yes. So we consider the privacy of privacy of the data. We collect minimal data to ensure we only connect what is necessary. We also encrypt the data that we have, and we have regular updates to fix vulnerabilities. We also considered safety and security. So there's encryption, as I said, and the AI that would be used is going to be trained, and there will be no data leaks. We also wanted to work more on equity. So our project will be equal treatment for all of the users, and we wanted it to be also inclusive, as our app is built to support a variety of language preferences, ensuring that the user receives alerts in the best language that they understand the best. We also we work on trust building with our users, so they feel more secure using our app, and it reduces the stress during the catastrophe happening. Yes, that's a highlight of what we considered. Yeah, it kind of went super fast.
Thank you. So there's a lot included in there. Yeah, really helpful. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Very. Thank you, participants, for your amazing pitches. So at this point, I will be handing over to my colleague, Alana, while myself and Elena go to the judging room with our judges. So I'm just going to quickly assign the judges to our judging room, and I will meet you in the main session soon. So let me quickly do that. All right. Oopsie, sorry. Give me a second. Number 2. There we go. Okay, so Anne, Ingo, Elena, I have assigned you to the room. And I have opened it. Okay. Alana, okay, you're open. See you all soon.
Cool.
That was incredible, guys. I just wanted to say from my side, I was so impressed by all of the pitches and all of the contributions made by everyone. So if you would like, you can just take a very quick 5-minute break to either just grab some water, or I see the chats on Discord are very, very active right now. And then we're going to start an interactive quiz for everyone. in 5 minutes.
Alana, I don't seem to be assigned to the breakout room. I don't know if there's a way that you can.
Let me have a look at that.
Oh, perfect, thank you.
Welcome back, Toby. So the quiz that we have planned is actually a 15 question quiz, which will also be themed around the SDG, and that was around climate change. And so we'll just give another 2 minutes or so until we'll start it. It's a quiz that's launched here on Zoom. And the judgments will be happening on the call after we come back. So I think if everyone is ready, I am going to launch this quiz. Good luck to everyone. And I'll be participating too. Can everyone see it? Cool, thanks. Good luck, everyone.
Hey, Al.
Hey, welcome back.
I bet you didn't expect to see me so soon.
Not at all.
No, we're back. I'm just closing the breakout room.
Was it that quick, really?
Yes.
Wow.
Thank goodness for automation. All right.
So we've only had about 3 of our participants complete the quiz. So if everyone can, do try your best.
That's fine. I think maybe we can also perhaps go straight to the award ceremony. I'm sure they're all crossing their fingers and feeling excited and kind of holding on, waiting for that moment. All right. Okay. All right. Should I maybe end the poll, Alana?
That's you.
All right. I'm definitely going to look at the results. Very curious. I love
was
the
enjoying
quizzes.
that. I was answering it. Just
Oh, I'm so sorry, Roberto.
that's okay.
Those quizzes are always the best. All right. So hoping everyone's had a moment to perhaps get a drink of water. And now we're going to go into our awards ceremony. So I'm quickly going to be sharing my screen. I'm going to be sharing my screen and we're going to be having Very as well as Anne doing announcements. So I'm going to be handing over to Very to do our first announcement.
Thank you, Zika. Yeah, and thank you, everybody. It's been an amazing, amazing evening, and I've really enjoyed all of the pitches, all the presentations. The standard has been incredibly high, which has made it very difficult for us as judges. And yeah, you should all be very, very proud of the presentations, the pitches that you've delivered, and the level of creativity, the level of thought and hard work that's gone into putting them together has been really, really clear. But I'm really privileged to be able to announce the runner-up, and the runner-up team will win $300 to be shared amongst the team members, Teens and AI senior leadership mentoring, and a paid Teens and AI course pathway. And I'm really delighted to say that our runner-up this evening is Team Chaos. So congratulations, Team Chaos, for a really wonderful pitch and a very well-deserved runner-up prize.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Well done, Team Chaos. All right, any short words you want to share? Oh,
Yeah, for sure.
That at the end.
Yeah, thank you everyone for this week. Everyone, the mentors, the admins, that was an amazing experience. We were really happy that even though we had a lot of let's say challenges we had to overcome in our team, which is kind of said with the name of the team, Team Chaos. It was literally chaos all week in our team, but we managed to pull through, and we're really happy to achieve this. So thank you, everyone.
All right, well done, Team Chaos. And then I'm going to hand over to Anne for our next prize.
Hello, everyone. And again, I would like to reiterate just what a wonderful job that everybody's done. I really enjoyed seeing all of the presentations. I think there were so many great ideas there, so creative, etc. I just have been blown away, as I always am whenever I turn up to one of these sessions. So I think just being involved, you're all winners in a way, but there does have to be one team that wins. So without further announcement, I would like to say that that team is Green Plate. Well done, everyone. And I think for me, why this is the winner in such a close run competition with such high quality entries. For me, it's about the impact, of course, but also it was really about the storytelling, the way it was presented. It really brought it to life. You know, the judges could really understand what it was and what it was, who it was being solved for, and what it would be like. So I think that's really in such a tight competition, it's just that gave that little edge. So anyway, well done everyone, and you win $500. You get Sage Leadership Team mentoring and a paid teens course, of course. So well done everyone, a very well deserved win. Hopefully you can hear me clapping. Well done everyone.
Thank you so much, and well done, Green Plate. Would you like to say a few words?
They're speechless.
They're speechless.
They passed out.
Thank you so much. It was really a good experience, and we really had fun, even if we had so many problems. But we were able to I don't know, find solutions. And thank you so much.
Fantastic. Well done to all of our teams. You all did an amazing job. And just before we end off our amazing AI4Good campaign, I would love to hand over to Anne one more time for our closing keynote.
Thank you, everyone. And again, just to say what an absolute honor it has been to be involved in this. And I just blown away by the wonderful projects I've seen. I love every single one of them, and I just think you're all fantastic. And really what I'd like to talk about is just to emphasize the importance of climate action and leveraging tech for good. And I've seen that today in spades, and I think you've done a wonderful job. As we move into the future, this is going to get ever more important. Doing the right thing is a core Sage value, and how I try to live my life. I know it's not always easy, but doing the right thing can sometimes be at a harder path. But what I've seen today has helped me understand that the future is in safe hands with you guys, building wonderful solutions, leveraging the power of AI. And then I also want to speak a little bit about the wonderful opportunity that Teens in AI is providing here. Digital skills and AI savviness are so important and will be so important in the future. Just as a little bit of background, I sort of grew up below the poverty line in the middle of nowhere in the 80s. And it was access to technology and building technical skills that really gave me first a passion, then sort of an escape from poverty, and then really a rewarding career in technology. And I very much hope the same for all of you taking part today, our future technologists and entrepreneurs. Take the skills and experience that you have gained, continue to grab every opportunity that comes your way, use it as a springboard and make it count for yourselves, but also the impact that you can have on society and the environment. So that's all I really wanted to say. Thank you, everyone. It's been an amazing experience, as always. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Anne. That was beautiful. All right. Well, as we come to the end of an incredible demo day, I want to extend a heartfelt thanks to everyone who's made this journey possible. First, to our amazing participants who have worked tirelessly, pushing the boundaries of innovation and creativity. Your dedication has truly been inspiring, and we're super proud of you. And we'd also love to thank your parents. Thank you for your unwavering support and encouragement, which has undoubtedly played an amazing role in your children's lives. And a massive thank you to our judges for your time, your expertise, and of course, your thoughtful evaluations. Your insights were incredibly invaluable and greatly appreciated. And I would also like to thank our mentors. You've definitely been a guiding light for our participants during the AI4Good Incubator, offering your wisdom, your patience, your time, and encouraging the participants every step of the way. We couldn't have done this without you. So thank you to everyone who has been part of the journey. And before we do close our call, I would like to ask Greenplate to please just stay behind on the call so we can ask you a few important questions. So once again, thank you so much to everyone here. And we definitely hope to see you at next year's incubator. And just to show support for Teens in AI, please continue to leave your Google reviews, follow us on social media. Thank you so much to everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, judges. Thank you so much. Bye, Ingo. Bye, Anne.
Thank you
Bye,
for everything,
Jaden.
but when will we get like the certificate? Because my testimony is still under review. I don't know why. Since
That's
forever.
because, yes, so I reviewed them earlier this afternoon. So if it was submitted after that, I haven't reviewed those, but don't worry. I'll be reviewing them tomorrow because it's late at the moment. And then you'll get your certificate.
All right. Thank you so much. Bye
Bye,
bye.
Amal. Let me just stop sharing my screen.